So yesterday I sent out a trade alert to buy Viper Energy and our trade went up 14.71% after my alert, and then Stock Dragon from our Discord asked, "Hey Jerry, would it be prudent to grab that Venom call tomorrow? And if so, what's your price target?" That's a great question. So today I thought I would break down why I bought Viper Energy for an almost instant 15% profit, and I'm going to show you how to use the squeeze and momentum indicator to predict home run trades. It takes a lot of time and dedication to make these videos, and all I ask is for a little bit of YouTube love. If you've not done so already, please hit that like button to help get this video over 725 likes. And if you want to make more money, hit that subscribe button too. I really appreciate it. And real quick, I want to give a fast shout out to a few members from our Discord group and show some of our winning trades. Let's go over a few of our winning trades, and we got quite a few of them from the last day or two. We've got Annabelle, still learning a lot, joined Jerry's Discord about a month ago. My brother has been following you on YouTube for a couple of years and keeps telling me I will learn so much from you, and he was right. Although I've been very cautious in buying small amounts because I'm still learning, I was able to profit well on energy plays, made 22% gains on CVX. Thanks, Jerry. We've got Dwayne, Berkshire Hathaway, April 14th call, 48% profit. Sparkcard, AR, 38% profit. Took profits on EGY, April 14th, $5 calls for a nice 24% gain. That's from Jado. We've got Alpha 84, 20% profit on MPC calls. Boom. I learned a lesson about patience when it comes to calls. Trust the process. Another winning trade. Thanks to Jerry. We've got Noogler. In my Roth IRA, following what I learned from Jerry, SQ stock has given me insane returns all on puts, even though the stock is down from its all-time high of 289. This is by far the best YouTube channel for learning these techniques. Thanks, Jerry. You're welcome. Thanks, Noogler. Oh, Interline sold SWN calls for a 55% gain. We've got Ben, sold half of my Tilray and SDNL calls from yesterday for a 100% profit, leaving the rest for a free ride. Way to go, Ben. We've got Wreaks Havoc with a 71% and a 10 banger right here, 1,350%. Awesome job, Reeks. Then we've got Beach Bums, bought a call on EGY from Jerry's JR1 list on 321, sold it today for a 70% gain, not too shabby, way to go. Oh, Interline on another one, sold KOS calls for a 20% gain today. Then we got Tarzan, AGR, a small 11% profit. We've got Air Tractor, trimmed a few shares off these two, WRN, 31% gains, and Sandstorm Gold, 30% gains. This is the type of stuff we've got happening. We teach stock and option investing in our Discord, and if you want all of our live trade alerts, join us in Discord. Not only do we talk stocks and options, we have real conversations with the goal of helping everyone to become better investors, and we regularly have profits that some people only dream of. That's not hype, that's what's happening every day in our group, and I really hope you join us. All right, now's the time to grab that huge cup of coffee and hang on, because this is not your normal stock channel. Let's start by going over the trade alert from Discord, which tells you what I bought and why. All right, let's go over that trade alert, and I try to break things down where they're really easy to understand and keep it as short and sweet as possible. So here we've got the trade alert. You'll notice the time is yesterday at 10:48 p.m. Now I'm in Thailand, so that's actually at 11:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so the market had been open a couple of hours. We've got the trade, risky, buying VNOM call option, bull positions profit if the stock goes up. So this is letting you know this is a bull position. Our expiration date that we bought for the option is April 14th. We bought the $29 call and I paid $2.55 for it, and that $2.55 is the equivalent of $255. The break even is $31.55, and that means the break even percentage is how much the stock needs to go up to get there, and that would be 1.4%. Next, our maximum profit is unlimited, and the reasons why I bought this. We've got a momentum squeeze, and that's what we're talking about today, as well as the buy-sell indicator. We had a buy signal, and then note you could also buy the stock instead of doing just an option. So in this case, I bought the option, but you could also buy the stock. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see Wreaks Havoc posted another trade alert for our group, and then we've got an update down below, and this was posted after the market closed when I got up this morning and checked to see how things went, and we can see the Venom call was up 14.71% on the first day and breaking out. So that is a phenomenal first day trade. Now let's define what is squeeze and momentum. The type of squeeze I'm talking about today was introduced by John Carter, and it capitalizes on the tendency for price to break out strongly after consolidating in a tight trading range. And just to be clear, this is not to be confused with a short squeeze and the types of squeezes we've seen on AMC or through Wall Street Bets on Reddit. And if you are using Thinkorswim or TradingView, you can use the TTM Squeeze indicator for free. Just look it up, TTM Squeeze. Now I've customized my own indicator, which is like the TTM TTM Squeeze on steroids, and I'll use my indicator since it makes things much easier to see and follow. We're now in TradingView and we're looking at Viper Energy Partners, ticker VNOM, and this is the long call option that I bought yesterday. And now let's go over what the squeeze is and the setup. Now I'm using the Momentum Dream indicator, which is my own indicator, and you can also use a free one from Thinkorswim TradingView, and that's called the TTM. So just go ahead and look that up, or if you want my indicators and setup, you can grab those with a link down below. Next up, what is the squeeze? Well, on this indicator, what we're looking for specifically are the red dots, and the red dots tell us that it's in a squeeze, and then on our label bar, it will also tell me. So we currently have a squeeze going on, and then we've got right now 5 dots. Now each dot in this case is equal to 1 trading day, and that's because we're on a daily chart. So if we were on an hourly chart, each dot would be 1 hour. So we love it. It's the strongest when we have 5 dots or more. And here was a squeeze, it fired, and then it went up. We've got another example right here. We had a very long squeeze, fired, it went up, and then our current squeeze right now is 5 dots. The next things that we like to have is for the momentum to be going up, and this indicator tells me that our momentum is up, and that's what I'm looking for. And if the momentum was not up, it would be pointed down and it would say momentum down. Stacked positive. We've got a bunch of different moving averages that we track, and we'd like to make sure they're all stacked one over the other one. So in this case, we've got the 20-day moving average over the 50-day moving average, and that's what we want. And we've got a few more. This simply tracks it. Doesn't show all of them, but it tells me it's stacked positive, and that's what I want when I'm looking for an upward movement. So that is our squeeze play. And then the next thing is, why do we want to buy during a squeeze play? First is the V, and the V stands for volatility. Now it's very common when we've got a squeeze play going on for the stock to trade sideways. So here it went sideways, over here it went sideways, and in our current one it went sideways as well. That is completely normal, so there's not very much volatility, and because we've got low volatility, we might also have lower than usual volume, and that's okay. But what we're really after is our call options, and those calls are going to be cheaper because there is lower volatility. So if you're looking to do options, the squeeze indicator is a great way to get in, and that's because our cost is very low at this stage. Next, we've got our expected movement, and we've got 6 to 10. What does that mean? Well, it's very common whenever we've got a squeeze that we're going to have on average about 6 to 10 of these bright blue bars, and that's what we're looking for. So that's how long I expect it to last. So if we look at our current squeeze right now, we can see we've got 2 bars, and on average we're going to have 6 to 10. So I love this setup because we've got a little bit longer that we can run. So this is an answer to the question that we started today's video with, is how long do I want to get in and do I still have time? Well, if we know that most of our movements are 6 to 10 bars and we're only 2 into it, we just started the breakout, and that means we have more time. And hopefully what's going to happen is the same thing here. We had 2 days with a really big breakout, and then it continued afterwards, and that's where the real profits were made. For the break even, I think it's critical that we always know what our break even point is whenever we're doing options. So I actually put it on my charts, and the break even for this is $31.55, and that means we need to be at that price or higher on April 14th. And that would be a break even percentage of a 1.4% gain from where I bought the stock. Well, right now we can see the stock closed at $31.51, so it's actually 4 cents lower than our break even price. So if this stock just stayed at this exact price and it reached April 14th, would lose a few dollars, so we need it to go higher, and if this breakout continues, that's where the real money is going to be made. Now our profit targets, this is actually a combination. One of the things we want to look at are these bright blue bars. We just talked about those. We know we're only 2 bars in. It's normally going to go 6 to 10, so I'm feeling very good about where it's at and letting this ride longer. So for the actual targets, what I like to do is turn on the Keltner channels, and the first one here is a multiple of 2, and if you look at this chart here, it's very common for stocks to trade near the 20-day moving average, and that's this blue line right here, and they always come back to that 20-day moving average. Ideally, I love to buy whenever we're close to that 20-day moving average, and then my first profit target is going to be somewhere along that ATR2, which is right here, and that's on the Keltner channel, and this is a free indicator that you can add on just about any system. And then you'll notice here that it's very common for a stock to ride right on that 2 channel for a little while, and then it's going to come back, and you'll see that it did that here as well, which was another buy signal, and it just reached it here. So this is our first profit target. We want to have it go along this line, hopefully for several more days and bars, which lines up with this part. Now the second thing is the high price target, and here we can add an ATR3, which is another Keltner channel, and if we look at this, sometimes, but not very often, the stock will trade along that line. So if we shoot up there, this is definitely a time to consider to start taking our profits. I forgot to mention on reasons to buy, we also had a buy signal on the buy sell indicator, and anytime I get a confirmation from another one of my indicators or buy signals, that strengthens our first primary buy signal, in this case being the squeeze. Okay, Okay, when to exit, 30 or a question mark. What does that mean? Well, the 30 is on options. Anytime I've got a profit around 30%, that's when I look to start taking profits. So I might sell a portion of the contracts that I have and let the rest run. Or in this case, if I was at 30% and we're still very early in the trade, I definitely want to hold on longer because I'm hoping these bars are going to build up bigger. Now, the other times that we can exit the trade are whenever there is a change. So if we notice that these bright blue bars all of a sudden turn blue, that can be a great time to get out. And if we look at the history on this trade, we can see that it ran up. We had these bright blue bars and everything was going just awesome. And here we hit our first down with a blue bar and it was about the same price. And then look what happened afterwards. Boom, it fell like a rock. If we look at our next one, we had the same thing happen where it ran up on the blue bars. And then once we had that change, it came down a bit. So many times whenever we've got this change from bright blue to dark blue, that is a great time to get out of the trade. Another time we can consider getting out of the trade is whenever we go from green on green to we're no longer green on green. So here we can see we went to the blue, which we just talked about, and then a day later we were no longer in the buy zone on the bottom end. Same thing happened on this where we went out of both green on green, and that could happen here as well. So that's another time to get out. And then the next time that you can consider getting out is once we've hit those 6 to 10 days, we can consider getting out, and that's simply called not being greedy. So if you would have gotten out after 6, 7, or 8 bars, yeah, you would have left some profit on the table, but at least you wouldn't have given anything back. And last but not least is number 7. This is what I call the bonus, and it's that we've got a worldwide energy crisis going on. And the nice thing is with an energy crisis going on, it gives us a very strong reason why we should be in this trade. I don't see that energy crisis ending in a day or a week. It's going to be something that takes time. So as long as we've got an energy crisis going on, all of the energy sector is potential for us to play, and it's all the reason why we can continue to see these stocks go higher and higher. And now let's address a common misconception that I get. Jerry, you're buying at the all-time highs and you should buy the dips. The squeeze is a momentum strategy, and if used when stocks are trading at or near their all-time highs, they normally have several things going for them that put them at the all-time highs in the first place. Let's go over a few. Number 1, they were previously trending up, and this could be for any number of reasons. The trend was their friend and that got them here. Number 2, they can have explosive growth because when they break past the all-time high, there is no resistance that's currently set. Number 3, they can have valid reasons to go even higher. For example, the stock could have a positive revenue forecast, increased production, increased product demand, or in this case, we have a worldwide energy crisis that's pushing the entire sector higher. And number 4, if you wait for the dips on a breakout play that can often happen from these momentum and squeezes, you may miss out on the biggest opportunity to profit. Now, I personally love buying squeezes and really hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit me up in the comments down below if you have any questions. I read every single comment and I answer all that I can. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to make more money, and then grab some free stocks and crypto with the links down below. I really hope to see you in our Discord where I post live trade alerts and option plays just like this one. Peace, and I'll see you on the next video.